Hi, my name is Trevor Mannion and I'm the Manager of Recruitment at Glenlyon Norfolk School, or GNS as we like to call it. GNS has been a school since 1913 and we're located in Victoria, British Columbia. We're primarily a day school with 92% of our students coming from the local community and 8% of our students coming from over 15 different countries around the world, including some wonderful students from Korea over the last number of years. We offer both a boarding program and a homestay program, and the IB curriculum as well as the British Columbia provincial curriculum. So there are many, many options for our students, with all of our graduates going on to some form of university or post-secondary studies upon graduation. So I think there's a couple of things that make the GNS experience unique. One of them is the large proportion of local students at the school. So our international student program is very balanced and very integrated into the local community, meaning that students have even more opportunities not only to develop their English language skills, but also to make friends and connections with students from other countries as well as from Canada. I also believe that having both a homestay program that we call family boarding and a dormitory style program that we call Gryphon Boarding helps us stand out and provides different living options based on the students' and families' preferences and their budgets. So our students do very well academically, and I think there's a couple of things that help set our students up for success. One of them is the small classes. Our average class size is just 17 students, and the ratio of students to teachers is 8-1. So there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one support, extra tutoring, and individual attention. We also have a wonderful university advising program with 3 full-time advisors specialized in supporting students applying to and getting into top universities around the world. And I think finally, the ability for students to have balance in both their academic pursuits through the IB and British Columbia curriculum programs, but also through our wonderful athletics program, co-curriculars and clubs, and commitment to community service through all parts of the school. This helps students have a wonderful balanced profile and also helps them stand out amongst other applicants when applying to university programs. It's a great question. So I think one of the biggest advantages of the IB program and being an IB World School is that our students are very well-rounded. So of course we take academics very seriously and our students all do very well in these programs, but they also have opportunities to maintain that balance through the arts, clubs, athletics, and other co-curricular programs. University applications nowadays are looking not just at academic results, but at the whole student profile. And so students at GNS have the ability to design a custom pathway that best suits both their interests and passions and also the requirements of various top-tier university programs around the world. Now, in terms of students managing the IB program, I think they do it very well. Because we have the various pathways that students can select, the IB diploma, the British Columbia Dogwood Diploma, or in some cases a hybrid program combining both the IB and the British Columbia curriculum, the students are able to customize the program based on both their needs and preferences, but also based on what their abilities are. So we're able to meet different students where they're at and support them in achieving their goals. They also have the wonderful support of their university advisors and faculty mentors to support them through all of this. So we do a couple of things to support our international students in integrating and getting used to life at GNS. To start with, we run a 5-day orientation program for all new boarding students prior to the start of their first school year at GNS in August. And this helps them not only get used to life at the school, but also life in Victoria. How to use public transit, getting set up with a Canadian bank account and cell phone, meeting new friends, and making connections. And so the students, by the time they start school, already feel at home. We also have a director of boarding and a family boarding coordinator who manages the homestay program, all on the GNS staff. And so these individuals look out for our students and help support them in the integration to school life. In addition to that, we also have 2 full-time social emotional counselors that can help students with homesickness, being away from their families, and adjusting to life. And I think finally, the ESL program that we offer in grades 8, 9, and 10 provides a wonderful small class environment where students can develop confidence in their English language abilities as well as improve their skills in reading, in writing, and in public speaking. All skills that are very important later on in life. Yes, so we have currently at GNS just 4 students from Korea and an average of maybe 6 or 7 students from any one country outside of Canada. It's a very balanced program. Our students from Korea over the last couple of years have done exceptionally well. There was a girl that joined us 2 years ago for grade 11 and grade 12, and she's now studying at NYU in New York City. We had brothers join us as local students with their parents, but are originally from Korea. One is at Harvard and one is at Stanford, both in computer science. We also have another student that's now studying at the University of Toronto. So our students go on from GNS into programs both in Canada and in the United States into very top-tier universities. And part of that is because of the wonderful reputation that GNS has as a strong academic school. There's also leadership opportunities that students are able to access at the school, which helps their applications to university stand out even more amongst a very competitive pool. It's a great question. So about 80% of our students each year will stay in Canada for universities, and many are going to the top universities, UBC, McGill, the University of Toronto, Western University, Queen's, and University of Victoria would be the most popular. About 10% of our students will go on to study in the United States, to Ivy League universities, to the University of California system, the University of Chicago, as well as some smaller liberal arts colleges. And then about 10% of our students will select other international destinations. In recent years, that's included places like Oxford and Cambridge, as well as some universities in Asia, in Hong Kong, in Japan, and even in Germany and Mexico. So our students really have the whole world open to them in terms of where they might wish to study after graduating. So our boarding program, we call it Gryphon Boarding, is a little bit different than most typical boarding schools. Rather than having a large dormitory on campus, we purchased a historic mansion very close to the school that we've renovated and converted into a dormitory. And what this program allows is students to develop an incredible sense of independence. This is a wonderful program for older students in particular because it helps prepare them for life at university. It's very similar to university life in that students have a structured schedule, they have meals prepared for them, but they're also doing some of their own chores and activities, their own laundry, cleaning their rooms, and making sure that they're staying on top of their school life through the homework prep time, supervised by teachers every night. Our family boarding program is what we call our homestay program. And this is very different from other homestay programs because the host families are all families that have their own children attending our school, or their staff at the school, or their alumni at the school. And what this gives is a guaranteed connection to GNS and allows us to provide a more consistent experience for students wishing to study at GNS. So I think having both of the options has really been wonderful because it allows different types of students to have whatever their preference is and in terms of a living arrangement, but also still attend a wonderful school that is GNS. So I often see students who are older or looking for more of a structured university prep environment selecting the Gryphon Boarding program, where sometimes younger students will choose the family boarding homestay to have a more family-like environment as they transition to life in Canada. I think one of the strongest pieces of GNS is our sense of community. This is a wonderful piece of the school that allows all of the students to make friends and connections that not only last while they're at GNS, but truly last a lifetime. I often, on my trips to Korea and to other countries, will visit with graduates of GNS and with their families. And that sense of community continues long after students graduate, allowing for different mentorship from alumni, building connections, and building that sense of community here in Korea. I think the other advantage is that the well-rounded program that we offer between the IB and all of our clubs and co-curriculars helps students stand out and really develop an individualized pathway to set them up for success in their university studies.
Okay, thank you for having your time, Trevor.
Thank you.
Thank you.